Folks, I was wrong about Splatoon 3, and today we're going to talk about it, give my thoughts on the Splatfest world premiere. Let's get into it. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Media. First of all, I just have to say, shout out Team Rock. We killed it. Not even close, bro. Not even close. Team Rock crushed it. We took those rocks. We took the paper. This is paper. This is rock. We smashed the paper. Team Rock for the win. No, but today I want to talk about the Splatoon 3 Splatfest and how actually I am very impressed with this game. I am now very excited to play it, and just kind of my thought process and my review of the demo, I suppose, because if you've been following my channel since this game was announced, or I guess since I've been covering it this year, I was actually very negative on it, and I still think they did not market this game right. I think there was something missing. They were a little too quiet. The marketing for this game was weird. I don't really know why they marketed it the way they did. I think just the slow trickle of information instead of just a big blowout all at once. Of course, we had the direct, but I think we needed something sooner than that, or they should have saved all those little bits of information for that direct, so then it would have felt like a huge blowout. It just felt really weird how they marketed this game. So because of that, I was in general not very excited for it. I was like, okay, this looks like Splatoon 2. And we already have Splatoon 2 on the Switch. Nintendo is a company that very rarely does that, where they will release a sequel game, especially a multiplayer-focused one like Mario Kart or Smash Bros. Or Splatoon, on the same console. Nintendo does not do that. That's why we don't have Mario Kart 9 on the Switch. It doesn't really make sense. So to see them go and do that with Splatoon was very interesting and very, I guess I just didn't really know what to expect in terms of how much they'll evolve it. And I will say, it doesn't feel that different, but it feels different enough. And the reality of it is, I haven't played Splatoon 2 since 2018. You know how much new stuff they've added since then? And when I say 2018, I mean I played Octo Expansion in 2018. I haven't really played multiplayer since like probably November of 2017, because I played it when it came out. There are so many new things that, like, I knew were in Splatoon 2, but I got to experience them for the first time in this demo, like the Booyah Bomb and the Super Stamp and a bunch of these maps. And I don't know, on a surface level, if you played Splatoon 2 all the way through, I think you have more reason to be a little disappointed, because there is a lack of new maps. There is a lack of new things to experience, but there is enough there that I think it makes it worth it. And I think the way you need to view this game, or the way that I should be viewing this game, and that I guess is what they probably wanted us to think of, is more like Destiny 2 and its expansions. And I kind of hope they just go that route in the future with Splatoon. They probably won't, because they can get people to pay $60. But having this, I didn't know this. You can transfer your save, and it keeps all your progress from Splatoon 2, like your levels, your ranks, and all that stuff, and your gear. You can do that. That makes this feel more like a proper sequel expansion to a multiplayer game than like a full new expansion. Or a full new sequel, I should say. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm explaining it right. So it feels more like the people that play Splatoon 2 for so long are being rewarded with a new way to play it, while the people that that have been playing basically just get a new game, or a similar feeling game, but a new game. So I think marketing it more like an expansion almost, or even just marketing the fact that you can transfer everything over, would have been a better idea. But I get it. They wanted to charge $60 for it. That makes sense. I do hope in the future, though, they kind of shift that, because treating it more like a Destiny 2 type of thing, it certainly makes it feel more exciting, I think, in my opinion, just because, like, we know it's Splatoon, we know what we're getting. Tell us about the really minor details, right? And to be fair, they did eventually, but yeah, let's talk about the actual game itself, though. I'm throwing up gameplay here and there. Really fun. It definitely feels like Splatoon. I think it feels a little bit faster than Splatoon 2, which is good. The specials are way better in this game than Splatoon 2. Splatoon 1 specials are goated. There will never be specials overpowered like that again, and that's fine. I get it. They were broken, but they were really fun. Splatoon 2, they toned them back a little too much, I think, and in Splatoon 3, it feels like they found a perfect balance. The shark one, where you dash through and then you press down and it does like this big whirlwind, that thing's awesome. I love that. The little hamster, that thing's awesome. The specials in this game are very fun. The new what's the array thing called, where it shoots out like the killer whale. I think it's the killer whale 5.1. Now it shoots like 5 little small ones, and then they like kind of move around. Really cool, like that a lot. Don't know why they brought back the inkjet. I can't answer that question. I don't know why they would. I hate that thing. You literally just make yourself a target when you use the inkjet, but that's fine. And the other new features. So, okay, let's talk about this. Let's just jump in the tricolor turf war, right? This was like kind of the big new mode, I guess. The only issue is you can only play it during Splatfests. I love this mode. I wish we had been able to play on more maps, but during the Splatfest, you only get to play on one tricolor turf war map, and it's only for half the Splatfest. I hope to God they add this as a ranked mode. I don't know how they would do it because there's 3 teams technically playing, but this mode makes me like turf war again because it has an objective. I don't like regular turf war. The moment Splatoon got added to Splatoon 1 in 2015, I swore off turf war. I don't care about turf war. It's really boring compared to the ranked modes, in my opinion. I really liked ranked modes. I like ranking up. I like having an objective and like having to do teamwork. Turf war, I don't get that feeling. So tricolor turf war, it brings back the idea of, oh, we have to make sure we have the most ink covered while still having that center objective with the little nozzles that you get that activate these sprinklers that help you out if you're only a 2-man team. I don't think there's any way they could bring it as a full-time mode just because it requires 3 teams and the middle team doesn't get to use the thing. Maybe they could just... I'm sure they could figure something out, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I would love that because the tricolor turf war was a ton of fun. The best part of the beta for me, for sure. I know some people had an issue with the balancing. I was personally worried about the balancing. I was on Team Rock, so I was a 2-man team. I don't know how it feels when you're the middle team. That might suck when you're defending the nozzle, the little rocket thing. Maybe that's not as fun, but on the 2-man side, I actually really enjoyed it, and it was a ton of fun because, you know, there's nothing better in a shooter like this than going in and just getting a ton of kills. And if you're on the 2-man team, bro, you can get so many kills in a match if you play your cards right, because you go in there, there's 6 potential people for you to kill as opposed to 4, so it really can feel like you're just going in there and slaughtering everyone, and I really enjoy that. So tricolor turf war honestly blew away my expectations. I wasn't that excited for it, but it was actually really fun. Having that objective in the middle felt really good. Let's talk about the lobby. The lobby is fantastic. Thank you, Nintendo. This is so good. Just instead of just waiting on the little loading screen and watching the players fill in, you're just in the lobby. You can test out weapons. I do think there's a couple things they could do to make this better. I think, so when you finish a match, it'll be like, do you want to keep going or do you want to keep going and change gear? They should just make it so that you can change gear regardless when you hit keep going, because I'll accidentally hit keep going sometimes and be like, oh, wait, I wanted to change my gear, and then you can't until the next match, which is really annoying. I don't really get that because when you hit change gear and keep going, it's still searching for the match, so I don't really know why they would do that. I don't know if it matches you based on what weapon you choose or something, but overall, the lobby stuff is very nice. I just hope they polish it up a little bit more. It'll be a while, certainly updates down the line, but hopefully they fix that. Another thing that I noticed during the tricolor turf war section of the Splatfest that really annoyed me, so you can pick to play tricolor turf war. You can also play turf war or pro turf war, Splatfest, whatever, but kind of just ranks you with better players, I guess. I exclusively wanted to play tricolor turf war, so I would go and select that. I would get my one tricolor turf war match in, then I would hit keep going. Every single time for like 4 hours I was playing, it just kept saying, or not saying, it just kept putting me into regular turf war after that first tricolor turf war match. So I would have to back out, go back in. That cannot be an issue in the full game. No, that is awful. If anything, I would almost prefer they just don't give you the option to pick, which I know sounds very counterintuitive to what I normally like, but since Splatfest is a little different. If it's not going to work, then don't even give me the illusion of choice, you know? It works out one match, then you have to back out. It's really annoying, so I don't know if that's just a little matchmaking issue they need to fix or what, but let me know if you had that issue down in the comments below. I didn't see anybody else complaining about it, but we'll see. What else is there? The new weapons. So it's funny, every time they add a new weapon to Splatoon, it feels like, you know, they're making them more skill-based because they're for the dedicated players. They've added all the easy weapons they could, I feel like. So the new Tri-Stinger, or the bow and arrow, essentially, we only had one version of each of the new weapons. I was surprised at what it is. It's not really for killing. It is more for turfing, or covering turf. Inking up the map. It has a lot of versatility. You can jump and it'll do like a vertical splat. You can just stand and shoot and it'll do like a horizontal. It actually is really good for inking in turf war. Killing people, it sucks though. Maybe I'm just bad with it. I'm not good with the splat chargers. It's definitely different than the splat chargers, but yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but maybe, you know, I'm sure there's people going crazy with that in competitive Splatoon, or there will be people going crazy with it. The Splatana, however, I actually really like. That thing charges up so fast, has pretty good range, pretty good killing power. You can do a similar thing that you do with the sloshers. You know when like you're at like an enemy's base and there's like a ledge that you can't get up, so you like use your slosher to like put ink up there. You can do that with the Splatana. If you charge it, jump, and then do it, it'll do like that path up there. So that's actually really cool. I do like this Splatana a lot. It's very fast, very agile, and I actually really liked it. So I like this Splatana. The Tri-Stinger, I think, with skill would be better. Really good for turfing, though. Or covering turfing. Is that I don't know. I don't think that's the right term. I don't think that's the right word. I think that's something else. So, yeah, I mean, I was overall very impressed. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I posted a clip on Twitter because it kind of messed up on me and I died. The new spawning. So in the other games, you would spawn in this little orb and then you just like walk out. Now you launch in. It's okay. I think they did it to try to circumvent spawn camping, but you can still totally spawn camp, which is something I noticed immediately. It makes the action feel a little bit faster, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I don't know. It feels like something that they put into the game for the sake of putting it into the game, just to make it feel a little different. But it's nice. I don't mind it. And let's talk about the maps real quick here before we end off. Pretty good. I can't think of any any of the new Splatoon 3 maps that I particularly loved, but I do want to talk about one returning map from Splatoon 1, or actually 2 returning maps, I guess. So we'll talk about the really crazy one later. Museum d'Alfonsino. I actually liked it in Splatoon 1, but they made it a lot better. They got rid of one of the rotating things in the spawn, I believe, and it's actually a lot of fun. You can completely spawn trap on this map. Every match I played on Museum d'Alfonsino, I just completely obliterated. I don't know if I'll have footage of that one up on screen, but I actually really like playing that in this game. And then another map that I wasn't expecting them to change this much, but it's basically a new map, is Mahi Mahi Resort. They basically completely redid the map. It reminds me, it's more than what they did to Urchin Underpass in Splatoon 1, if you remember that, when they changed that map. They completely redesigned it. The middle is kind of the same, but for the most part, it is a just entirely new map. It has the same theme. You're still in this little resort. The water still rises and lowers, but it feels like a completely different map, and it is awesome. It is probably the best map I played in the beta. I'm actually really, really liked it. So that said, one of my issues with Splatoon 3 was like, oh, you're gonna be playing on the same maps. If they're changing them enough like that, and then, you know, like obviously Museum d'Alfonsino didn't change too much, but like they still changed it enough. If they're changing them enough, though, it makes them feel like new maps. I don't mind if they reuse old maps. So that is all to say, my gripes with Splatoon 3 have all basically been alleviated. I am extremely excited for this game. I cannot wait to play it on launch day. Really, I can't wait to get into ranked and see how ranked plays in this game, because we haven't really seen much of that in the we didn't really see much of that in the direct. So I'm excited to get back into that, get my ranks up, get my super C snails in the Splatfests, and just get back on the grind. I haven't really played Splatoon since 2017. I think I put like 100 hours into Splatoon 2, which is a lot, but it's not a lot. I put triple that in Splatoon 1, so I'm hoping this game is that for me. It's been a while since I really got into like a multiplayer game, especially from Nintendo, so I'm itching for it. I'm really excited now. Hopefully I can make time for it. And then we'll see how the single player is and all that. I'll do a video on that when it comes out. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the Splatfest down in the comments below. Which team were you on? Were you on the right side of history or the other two sides? Let me know. Yeah, give me your thoughts down below. And if you are enjoying the Splatoon content, this is like my 4th Splatoon video in a row, let me know. I'll do more. If not, I will go into a hole and die, and I will never make a Splatoon video again. No, I'm definitely going to be making more, but I didn't intend to upload 4 in a row. It just sort of happened. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, peace.